Hello, so here's my review on Ontario sp50 knife. So I've been using this knife for quite a while. As you can see, there's a lot of use on that knife. So this is a pretty big knife. I think the blade is between 9 and 10 inches long. It's a pretty wide blade, like nearly 2 inches wide, quarter-inch thick, and it's made out of 5160 steel. I think it's like a spring steel or something like that. So it's a very robust knife. As I said, I've been using this knife for a couple of years already. Chopped through tons of wood and done tons of battoning with it, and it held up pretty well. So one thing that's pretty cool about this knife is that it's a full tang, but it's a hidden tang. So hidden in this, I think they call it craton, some kind of rubber there. But it's very solid knife. It doesn't wiggle in the handle or anything. And the good thing is when it gets really cold, you can use your bare hands, you won't touch the metals, you won't get cold. So that may be a detail for some, but when it gets really cold, it's useful. So the tang goes all the way through, so pretty solid. And you got a lanyard hole here, pretty essential when you want to do some chopping. Has some kind of small choil here, but you got to be really careful not to cut yourself. But it's usable. I've done some feather sticks with it, and it's not the best, but you can do it. Another plus is that this coating here, it does wear off, but overall it holds up pretty good. And I've put some oil on it, so it never got any rusting issues with it or anything like that. So let's give it a shot. Let's try it out a bit. So as you can see, that knife chops pretty good for sure. It's not the heaviest, but it takes some pretty big chunks out of that wood. So one thing that's pretty tough on knives is when you baton chop, it puts a lot of stress on the edge. So let's try it out. So I hope you can see that knife chops pretty damn good. Alright, so let's see how it does with batoning. So I picked up this pretty big piece of wood there off the floor. So let's try to see how it does. So it works pretty good. So one thing that's nice about that knife is the tip is not too thick. It's thick enough, but it's also thin enough that you can actually use it for to drill, like for in a bow drill, stuff like that. So but the question is it tough enough? So I guess we'll test it right now, see how it does. Yeah, so that works out pretty good. I mean, still 100% straight. Yeah, so the spine on the knife is pretty sharp, but you know, it's not 90-degree spine, so I'm wondering, can it really spark a fire steel? We'll try that out, see how that works. Yeah, it does make some sparks, but I mean, you really have to work at it. It's probably not the best, but I guess in an emergency that could work out. But you pretty easily, you could square off that spine if you really need that. So let's try out making a bit of feather sticks here. It's a big knife, you know, but you know, sometimes big knives are good at it. Yeah, I can see here that choil is kind of small, but I'll still try it out. Yeah, so these curls are decent, you know, they're not super fine, but if you sharpen the knife sharp enough, you could make some super good feather sticks with it, no problem. Yeah, so overall, what can I say about this knife? You know, it's a big knife, so it's a chopper, a good splitter. You can make some fine tasks with it, you know, if you know how to use that choil safely enough. You gotta be careful. But overall, I mean, I think I got this knife for 70 bucks. It was on sale. And I bought a Kydex sheath at the same time, this sheath here, because the original nylon sheath it comes with is crap, so I didn't want to use it. But overall, it's excellent value. I mean, you get a knife that's super robust, 5160 steel. I mean, has a pretty good track record. I mean, many people, even custom knives, they use that steel, so it's proven. This knife stayed sharp for quite a long time. I just strop it and I never needed to sharpen up to now, and it's pretty good, as you can see, to make some pretty decent feather sticks. So if you need a big knife, you know, to do it all type of camp knife, this is definitely it. I mean, the handle is very comfortable, it's ergonomic. Sure, it's better when you wear gloves because these ridges after a while can bite a bit, but you know, it's no big deal. And that beak here in back really helps, you know, keep the knife in the hand when you go to the rear, when you really want to chop hard. So definitely I recommend that knife. I mean, I've been using it for quite a long time and it held up and it works very well, even, you know, just as good as more expensive knives. So definitely something I would buy again. Thanks.